Dawn patrol on Buckingham Bay. We're out here working a secret spot that Anthony knows about, just on these rocks. Just casting right into the rocks, hoping for a monster barra.
It wasn't long before we started to hook up here, even if it wasn't exactly what we were after.
It's one of the best table fish in Australia right there.
Fingermark, queenfish, trevally, and more fingermark. It was great to be catching fish, but when you want a barra, nothing else is quite the same.
I never thought I would say this, but actually getting sick of catching fingermark.
Throwing off lures at any problem though.
Anthony's casting right into the rocks. He's been promising horses here. Looks like he finally got one.
See him thumb straight on that hand on the water now.
Yep. Oh, look at that. That's a fish right there. Just gonna measure this guy up. See what kind of monster you got, mate.
83.
83 centimeter barramundi. Mate, you weren't lying. This is a good spot.
Nice fish, man.
That is a good fish. Good salty as well.
We'll let him go, and get another?
Yeah, let's do it.
Craig was doing really well catching anything but barramundi, but we'd still pulled in a dozen fish within an hour, and the day was young.
She's putting up a little fight though. Look at that tail.
It's funny, back home, no one's ever complaining about eating cod, but they aren't the best fight.
Tell you what, that makes my day. Nice barrel like that. Oh!
Sometimes though, all you get is the fight. So we shifted tactics to match the tides.
Just hit high tide in these parts, and that means it's time to throw the mud crab pots in. We'll let these guys sit in this creek for a while, and in about an hour and a half, we'll come back and check them. It's important around here to actually check these guys pretty frequently, because otherwise anything in there will get smashed to bits by the crocs. Got some catfish in there for bait, and we'll run them lengthwise along the creek so that as crabs are migrating back and forth, we'll stumble into our little crab hotel.
Around here, there are a few ways to fish for barra, but everything is about working the structure on the bottom, and there are rock bars everywhere up here.
Anthony, you know these waters pretty well. Got another barra here, decent sized guy. We're gonna keep this guy, keep going, see if we can get a monster.
Whew. All right. Persistence paid off. Yeah. Woo! Oh, he spat the hook. Oh, you're kidding.
And so began Craig's desperate struggle to get a barra in the boat, not just on the hook.
Oh yeah? Well, I'd call that an estuary cod, or yeah, not a good fighter, but a good eater if you're the one eating.
Just when it looked like Craig was going to break his curse and get a horse in the boat.
That's a barra. Tell you what, finally got a barra. All this time, we finally got one. Finally. Just gotta see if we can upsize it now a little bit.
Time to go check the crab pots before the local reptiles get them.
Oh, we have got two beauties in here. Two ripper mud crabs. That's my dinner sorted, guys.
Oh yeah.
That is awesome.
This guy's got a bit of weight. Got a couple of green mud crabs here. That's two magnificent mud crabs out of one pot. Look at that claw. Look at the size of these guys. They're not fooling around here in the territory. Arnhem Land dinner at its finest.
Coming back up the Blue River to our little camp at the edge of the world, I was probably the happiest I'd ever been after spending a day hunting barra without actually hooking any.
What an utterly wild place to find oneself in. Out here, we've left the Forbies behind, jumped in the boats, spent hours just to find this spot. And what a spot. Beautiful, pristine beach, perched really the edge of the continent, looking out at an open horizon that has stars rising out of it with an open fire. This really is the kind of thing I've been looking for. This is about as far away from the big smoke as you can get. But what a place. There are barra out there, it's their land, and I really feel like a visitor here, and yet I feel like I've come home at the same time.